Well, greetings and good morning, everybody. I hope everything's working today. Had a little issue with the audio going into a few streams this last week, but it's good to see you all. I'm grateful you're here. Hey, Dom, we got Dom out there. Unfortunately, Hoov's not going to make it today. Ruby Hoove dropped a super chat right before I put the goal up. Thank you for that. We'll count it towards the goal. Yeah, so Ruby Hoove tells us that Hoove cracked a tooth not joining today. Well, that's a bummer. Might just be me. I don't know. I don't know how many high rollers are available. I haven't been able to hang out with Mike or anybody else. Mike got his poker chips. Hopefully, you guys went over to Mexican Iron Man's channel and saw some of his recent videos. It's kind of fun. He's got his son with him in one of those videos. It was a lot of fun. Well, we all really enjoyed. We all really enjoyed the trip across country and the camaraderie of the Southeast Game Exchange. If you have a chance, I will also be in Vegas coming up next weekend. So not the full weekend. I'll be there starting officially. I'll be there starting uh, um, Wednesday, and I probably am leaving Friday or Saturday. Probably Friday after FNT. Um, but maybe through Saturday. And again, I have to confirm with somebody who needs to know if I'm going to be around. So I am cleared to travel, and I will be like I said, headed to Vegas. Then I will be headed to D23 Expo the weekend after that. So we've got a lot going on, and courtesy of all of you, we'll be doing a lot of live streams again from the road, and I'll also be doing live streams from the D23 event and from Vegas. So it's going to be toasty outside, and it was already toasty outside today. So that garden place once again will be delayed on its new video with the roof replacement because the material, while it's here, while I can use it, and while I already did a roll of it, isn't square, and that's a problem. Now, normally I don't have a lot of problems with materials, but this, because of where I sourced it, might actually be a problem. Anyway, we've got a lot of generosity out there, so I don't want to delay getting to that too quickly. We have 5 Culture Casino memberships coming in from Ruby Hoove. Thank you very much, dear. Tell Hoove I really do hope he gets better quickly. And then we had our friend Mark Nichols dropping 20 Culture Casino memberships. Thank you for that, Mark. Look at this. We have so much generosity in the chat. It's great stuff. So if you can see me in Vegas or Anaheim, that would be great. I plan to go to Disneyland for a little while. There's somebody there that wants to, hang out for a little bit. So I'll step away from the convention area. I'm going to tell you right now, D23 does not look exciting. The expo does not look exciting this year. Doesn't look like any of the regular Disney fans are super excited. Giving legendary status to The Rock makes no sense. What does make sense is the incredible support you guys give me. Maybe that doesn't make sense either, but I just want to say thank you to Mark Nichols and, of course, Ruby Hoove, who already gifted a $5 super chat. So thank you very much. Tom in the chat, one of the moderators extraordinaire out there, says, tell the boss hi. I certainly will. Right now, the boss is likely spending my money. So there's that. Yeah, I appreciate you being here for a live. You're very welcome. This is normally the high roller stream. If you are a high roller, I sent out a community chat specifically for you on the main community page for the YouTube channel. Now, if you're a high roller, there is a code, a link for you to join. If you don't see it, we can certainly do that. Our good friend out there, the first Dragon Queen, has been working diligently at getting an animatronic repaired. So we're gonna take a look at the super chat that she sent, and like I said, I really appreciate all the support out there, guys. And again, we are growing. Our subscriber numbers are going up. We obviously crossed 48,000 during the course of my travels. Additionally, we gained some members, and that always fluctuates because at the end of the month, all the gifted memberships, which just got 25 of them, just got replaced by the lovely generosity of Mark Nichols and others, Ruby Hoove explicitly. 25 got replaced. That's fantastic. If you are finding value in what I make and you want to be part of the channel and included in the credits, which I will update before I go on the road, which means I've got to get that done by no later than Tuesday, then I think you guys are going to, I think you'll see your name there. And I might update it again in August. We'll see. But our friend, as I said, the first Dragon Queen for $5 says grinding metal and counting down the days for my trip. Hugs for all. I'm counting down the days too. I hope you're safe, young lady, and keep working on the things you're doing. That's good stuff. There's my pal, DL Fendel. How high do you have to be a roller? Well, I think the barrier of entry is like $26 or something like that. Not sure what it is if you pay an Apple tax or not. But again, it's that's a per month thing, and we have a handful of folks that are that generous and are more than welcome to join the panel. So we're definitely going to be talking about Spider-Man. So if you're interested in that, if you notice the goal for the super chat goal, which is technically 2 and not just 1 so far, that goal gets you a Ask Me Anything about Spider-Man Brand New Day and my thoughts on it, including spoilers, because at this point, you should be going to see the movie. And at the end of the stream, there you go. But I'm very excited. It's good to see you guys, really, truly. Carl's out there. A lot of people are out there. I saw Putin in the chat. I'm turning on my fan because I got a little bit warm outside and my core body temperature is not down. There's Erica and Raph. You guys should check out Erica's channel. Erica and Raph's channel, I should say. They do a wonderful Friday show called Brood Banter. I'm able to join yesterday. I just couldn't. It was too busy. Friday was insanely busy. Sitting here waiting for Barrera tacos to be delivered. That sounds good. I love tacos. Applied a culture tax. There you go. I guess it is. It's kind of a tax. Culture. I didn't quite say it that way, Putin. Like you said, you'll be well aware if when we get into that. Ask Me Anything. If anybody asks me anything that's a spoiler, I will let you know before I answer it because I don't want people to be spoiled. So Pam Epson is out there. Hey, culture. Hope y'all is well today. It's hot, but it's very good. Very well. I'm very well. I'm almost well done, actually. It was that warm outside. Working on the greenhouse underneath the sun in the desert Southwest is an experience. Let's just say it that way. Let's see. Oh, Pam Epson sends jewels. I love that. These things are cool when they go off in the chat. I love that. Thank you for that. Let's see. Who else is out there in the world? We have several folks. We got a lot of moderators. It's good to see you guys. Thanks for being here with Dr. Jill Powers out there, the River Daughter. And, of course, Freedom Seekers joining us today. So lots of great people. If I didn't say your name, it was for no other reason than, well, things are busy. I mean, I see everybody's favorite Polar Bar, Snortopupus Q Burr. I also see, again, the flowers. Thank you. 30 jewels. These jewels things people are really getting into. I love that. It's another neat thing to do. Yeah, you guys are just incredible. Thank you for the incredible support. For my friends in the UK, you guys are packed. I was looking at your theaters, and Spider-Man is like eating up all your screens. I was like, holy cow. So here in the States, the numbers aren't even right. I went to the numbers website, Nash Media, and they don't even have accurate theater counts right now or auditorium counts, I should say, for all these screenings. They literally were adding and doubling and tripling up screenings for Spider-Man Brand New Day, and they are running from morning to night. There was 9 a.m. showings or earlier today. This is how big this film is on a Saturday. It already, it's mind you, with its Wednesday, Thursday, and technical Friday number, with its opening Friday number, it's already over 168 million. It's insane. In fact, let's take a look at the story for that, which I think you might find interesting. Again, if you are an high roller, A, you should have got a message via the community. B, if you just go to the channel and then you click on the community tab, you should have a message there. If not, if you turn on all notifications, which everybody should, if you click on the bell icon, it'll take you. You can just scroll through all the different alerts. One of them should be the stream that I posted yesterday, so you can join in on the fun if you are a high roller. But anyway, let's get to it. This is Spider-Man Brand New Day. That's right. Look at these numbers, folks. It is already setting an all-time first day high with 168 million US. The domestic number has eclipsed Endgame's open, and it could beat the $357 million weekend record. I did a video yesterday because I was convinced we could get to 400 million. If you want to watch that video, certainly go check that out. On the replay of this, I'm going to point over here and say, go check out that video. But I think you're going to be surprised. This was a big opening. And you know what? Technically, it opened Wednesday. I mean, with the Prime early screenings and then the Thursday previews, which were packed. Domestically, they've added showings. Internationally, I'm getting anecdotal evidence from folks who are sending me messages via X and email telling me we're adding more showings. It's wild stuff. Wild. And you know what? It's good. It's good. We got to be jumping up and down. When we get good things, we should reward it. And boy, are people rewarding this. Now, Anthony D'Alessandro probably is gritting his teeth writing this article because this made Odyssey look dumb with a B. Dumb with a B. Why? Well, 168 million is more than the opening weekend for the Odyssey. Yikes sauce. Yeah. This is doing some major damage to some of these box office shells. Ooh, I hit the mute button and I had a camera stutter. That was weird. But anyway, so yeah, Avengers Endgame could get beaten. Likely will be beaten. I can't even imagine what this is going to make on Saturday. I wonder if Anthony mentions it here. This weekend, it's a game of Marvel trying to beat Marvel at the weekend box office. Well, it will. It will. And what's funny is Disney still has movies in the theaters. And all Disney could do yesterday in response to these enormous numbers and the growing theater count was promote things attached to Avengers, like casting announcements and other garbage. They really wanted to take away some of the shine of Sony's superior movements. I'm doing a whole video on this. I'm going to release next week, a very well-researched video. I've already started to write some kind of an outline for it. And I'm just like I did this last week where I gave you a numbers breakdown and everything else, which is up. You can go check it out on the channel along with 2 video drops yesterday. But you can go and kind of look at where Disney is now. There's $415 million in the hole, essentially. Maybe a little less now that we've had a couple more days in the box office, but for their entire theatrical catalog slate for 2026 to date, they're about 415 million in the hole. Their theatrical releases lost money so far. And that's with a $1 billion hit in Toy Story 5 and a couple other decent performers. Devil Wears Prada 2, actually, from 20th Century Studios, which, again, Disney owns them. That used to be Fox. And you know what? Nobody complained about Disney acquiring Fox the way they're complaining about Paramount acquiring Warner Brothers Discovery. I just want to point that out. If there aren't political reasons there, somebody tell me why. Anyway, so with the opening day previews, it's $168 million. I think we're going to get to $400 million. Now, Antony says, still, there isn't a unison out there that Brand New Day will take down Avengers Endgame, all time opening of 357.1 million. Some believe it boils down to Sunday. There is a possible 5 million swing. Sony is calling their 3-day weekend at 325. I think they're wrong. They're undershooting it on purpose. This is a wonderful second best ever start in North America, if it even gets into that category. But they think opening closer to 350 million is more likely. I'm not one of those. I think it's going to hit 350 million, but I think it's going to beat Avengers Endgame. And I think Disney doesn't have anything to match it. I think Sony's going to take all the air out of the balloon, and people are going to be just looking at future disappointment with Avengers Endgame. Just my thoughts. You don't have to agree. But if Brand New Day gets above $105 million Saturday, easily, it has a better shot of beating Avengers Endgame. Brand New Day came close to having a better Pure Friday than Avengers Endgame after you back out the previews, which is 96 to 97.4 million. It's actually higher than 97 million. Again, these numbers were coming in, and I was having conversations in the background with people like Tom and others, and Latino Slant, Paulie, and many other people about how these numbers just kept going up. Like the numbers we were seeing behind the scenes are just like ticking higher. It was crazy. And walk up business on this is huge, similar to No Way Home. The Screen Engine rent track, post track exits, 33% said they would. They bought their ticket same day for Brand New Day. That number is going to go down. 35% were same day, but that's a 2% difference. 2% more people responded that were interviewed. Responded that they had, or I should say, 2% less people. So that means they bought them in advance. 2% less people bought them same day. So this thing could be enormous. A record start for Destin Daniel Cretton, who I praise in my 2 videos now so far, plus the live stream. I'm going to tell you, I've expected very little out of him with this movie. He directed amazing action scenes and solid cinematography and pure drama performance. He did it all. He didn't do that in Shang-Chi. Shang-Chi was a disaster. I think he did some other directing for like TV shows or whatnot for Disney, but this is his best performance. Zendaya and Tom probably at their apex, their peak. Tom gives you some acting that you didn't see coming. He added to his repertoire probably because he studied Toby and Garfield, right? In the previous film. And then at the same time, Zendaya, like you said, she reached the ability to do things she's never done before. Maybe she's trying to give us more emoting. Maybe she's trying to learn some new expressions. I don't know. I think Mahler and others call it. She's not pretending to smell a fart the entire time she's on screen. I don't. That's not my. I didn't say that. I didn't invent that. Somebody else said it. But yeah, she's not walking around a manure factory. That was the other one. But look, she did great in her performance. Tom did great in their performance, and Barenthal brings it with the Punisher. So the male to male split is exactly as you would suspect, with 61% of the audience male, 39% female. Normal for a superhero film. Normal. It's true. And DL Fendel says in the chat, and he's right, Nolan's crying all the way to the bank. Well, he's got 20% of the gross studio cut to send him into a very comfortable money blanket every night. Goodness. That's why he's going to take 3 years off, because he doesn't have to work ever again. Maybe it's a lot of money. Nolan's not doing bad, guys. Studio not quite as much as they would hope for, but we'll see. But Brand New Day does look similar to No Way Home, and 88% Definite recommend. Guess what? Guess who's part of that 88%? This guy. That's right. You have broken out over and under 25 showed that 30% a piece, up at 30% a piece between men and women. Although women under 25 were 21%. Followed by women over 25 at 18%. Diversity demos, oh goodness, we hate these. You have 36% Caucasian, 28% Hispanic and Latino, which again, always over in an index. If you listen to me and Paulie talk about this when I used to be a regular visitor over on his channel, we talk about the Hispanic Latino audience being massive in this country. It's normal for this to happen. 20% Black, that's over indexing too. 10% Asian American, over indexing. 6% Native American or others. These numbers are bigly. 18 to 34, 63% of Brand New Day's moviegoers versus No Way Home's 68%. And the over 35 demo grew with Brand New Day at 21% versus No Way Home's 15%. Guess what? People got older between films. This shouldn't be a surprise to anybody. So yeah. RE, those exit poll demos. They are. Yeah. If a man identifies as something else to a pollster, which way do they record them? It's a good question. I would imagine, however, they identify. That's the unfortunate nature of those particular polls. But of those that went, 58% told Post Track that it was part of a franchise they love. That's a good number. There's nearly 60%. 47% they booked. It looked fun and entertaining, and 41% went for the cast as a whole. 39% for Holland and 29% for Zendaya, proving that Holland is actually the bigger star. Not surprising, though. Brand New Day is playing everywhere, and it's playing bigly, and it's doing very well. But that's not the entire story, and we'll get to that in just a moment. Let me have some of your comments in the chat. We'll see what you guys have to say. Who is this culture person here today? It's me, Stowe Culture Casino. So yeah, just me. Shang-Chi was good until they went to Fantasyland. Yeah, it was about 75% of the movie, but okay. Look, Shang-Chi was not a good film. It was written very poorly. And now, clearly you can't blame that on Destin Daniel Cretton. Okay? Can't blame it on him. Jan Moreau's here. Good to see you, Jan. Hope things are going well. If you're from a different part of the globe, please tell me what you think of Spider-Man's numbers where you are. I'd love to know. Caveat Ties says, second time a Nolan film will be paired with the biggest movie of the year. True story. Yeah, with Oppenheimer and Barbie. And it's going to be, it's already been undercut by this film. Let's just be honest. Frank, you're not a low roller. You're just not a high roller. Everybody here is an amazing roller. Keep rolling. Yeah. Caveatizes. Where's the other 1%? I don't know. Hidden under the bleachers. I couldn't tell you. Steve Rue, what's up? We got a lot of great people here to watch. Look, I'm saying positive things about a movie, guys. How often does that happen? God Sees Everything is out there saying hi to Donovan Bradford. So it's good to see you all. Truly. DL Thundle's like, I didn't hate Shang-Chi. I did not enjoy that movie. How do you screw up a kung fu movie? You know? How about the unholy rollers? Not in the neck of the woods I'm moving to. You gotta go to church. You gotta go to church. Be one of those folks. If you are a high roller, double check the community tab and get on in here if you want to and have a conversation. This is a live stream where you're public. Maybe that's what's holding people back. I thought I would get Mexican Iron Man in here. He was well notified. Very strange. I don't know. And I knew Six wasn't going to be here. She told me she's working today. I feel bad, but I think I may go see this film later this afternoon again. I think I have to. It's a moral imperative. Truly. All right, let's get to some more. Let's get to some more. Oopsie. I hit the wrong tang. I hit the wrong tang. Share screen, share the dream. From our friend Marvin Montanero over at That Park Place, we have this article about Spider Man Brand New Day's domestic opening, smashing the entire run of Supergirl. Is that satisfying or what? Everything you could do wrong in a film was done wrong in Supergirl. Trying to elevate a character from a, at best, C tier list and put them through run a film at girl boss mode as the second theatrical release in a rebooted franchise. Not a good idea. Seriously. And then setting the actress loose to speak wildly, also not good. But the fact that in one day, every dollar globally was retired by Spider-Man Brand New Day. Marvin writes that Sony's Spider-Man Brand New Day is shattering expectations at the global box office. Now, mind you, most people's, I thought this was going to be a huge film. I've said as much. I think this is easily more than $1 billion, probably 1.5. I may have to suck it up and say this might be over $2 billion. Do I think Avengers Doomsday will get to that number? I don't think so. And honestly, if it doesn't make at least 1.4 billion, Disney loses money on that movie too. And that's amazing. They spend too much money making complete gutter trash. And I've got, like I said, I have a video planned about that this coming week. But James Gunn's new DC universe is being embarrassed by Spider-Man. And according to the latest industry projections, Spider-Man Brand New Day is believed to have earned 168 million domestically on Friday alone. That's what's being widely reported. I anticipate that's an accurate number. Could be more. That's the other thing we find. If you find out, Nash does their best, right? Soliciting and polling all the box office receipts for the domestic market. All I have to say is sometimes you're wrong by several $1 million, and that's happened multiple times this year where it's either performed better or worse than originally reported in Sunday numbers. In fact, we don't really get good numbers until sometimes Tuesday. Even the Monday update is not complete. And we had some false updates from the Odyssey very recently, probably in a bid to get in front of what was likely to be the overperformance of Spider-Man. Anyway, so with that 168 million domestically, it surpassed the entire worldwide theatrical run of Supergirl. Just 125 million in Supergirl money. Although it's probably maybe 126 million, but it doesn't matter. It got retired quickly. Sony pulled in more money than Warner Brothers in just one day. So the DC's blockbuster managed during its entire theatrical run across the globe, nothing. It hasn't made any money. It lost money. If you're Warner Brothers Discovery, you want this deal with Skydance Paramount to complete. There are some executives that don't because they know they'll lose their job. But what's the alternative? Having the company cut up into little pieces? Because that's what'll happen. Spider-Man is delivering one of the biggest openings ever. And honestly, not a surprise. Smashing the all-time Thursday record with roughly 72 million, it made over $90 million in the Friday number. Unbelievable. Hey, look, there's people I know talking about stuff. Worldwide estimates have climbed dramatically over the past week, with some tracking suggesting the film could finish somewhere between 800 million and a billion globally during its opening frame. One of those voices is this guy. I think we could get to 800 million. It wouldn't be hard. International numbers are exploding right now. In the UK, multiple people have reported to me they can't get into a showing today. They're sold out. Walk up business is non existent because you have to buy your ticket or you ain't getting to see it. So you're online trying to get tickets, trying to get to a screening, going to see it at 9 in the morning. Crazy stuff. Supergirl never found an audience. Well, that's true. Thank you for that, Marvin. Supergirl reportedly carried a production budget of approximately 170 million, meaning the industry analysts estimated this film needed over 600 million worldwide to reach profitability after marketing and distribution expenses. And then, of course, it didn't do that. 125 million worldwide isn't good enough to recover 170 million plus marketing. That puts the film in such a hole. It's ridiculous. It's really hurting Warner Brothers, or hurt Warner Brothers spectacularly. Did DC expand too quickly? I'm not sure that's the right question, but it's the one that Marvin asks here. Spider-Man, outperforming Supergirl isn't exactly surprising. I agree with that take. Spider-Man is a front of the comic guy. Like, his face is part of the logo brand on the front of the comic. Spider-Man is the most recognizable superhero in the world, especially for the last several decades. And the more interesting question is whether DC attempted to accelerate its new cinematic universe before establishing a strong enough foundation, which, to be fair, they didn't. They established none foundation. They gave us nerfed Superman and followed it up with nerfed Supergirl. Nerf footballs are fun to play with, but they're not real footballs. And that's the problem I think that we're suffering from here. Anyway, let's see what you guys have to say. Pulling that off the screens now. Hey, Eric C's in the house. Good to see you. I got the feeling that Holland is actually a fan of the genre. There's a reason Jack Black is in so many game movies. He loves gaming. Yeah. Holland apparently loves Spider-Man. He also loves playing Spider-Man. Look, there's some behind the scenes stuff I didn't get a chance to talk about before the movie released, but he likes the Spider-Man game. Talked an awful lot about that first one. And that actually fed into what we saw on screen. They patterned it more after the video game, a little bit more freewheeling, and especially after the evolution of the character. And I'm not going to go into spoilers now, so I'm just going to tell you it's just a lot of fun. Fleming Steven says, saw Midnight showing last night. Shocked by how much I loved it. In my opinion, sets a new standard for superhero genre. The swinging and action was so fun in the movie. You can tell Holland cares, and you can tell that everybody involved in it cared. A lot of people are on Sadie Sink for her acting. I'm not gonna. I mean, she's had TV acting chops. This is different. It's just like theater acting chops. If you're performing on stage, and there are people in the chat that can comment on this as well, on the stage, you have to have big actions. You have to do things in a big way. You have to have a belt tone kind of a voice, especially if you're in a musical. You have to bring it from your diaphragm every single time. The distinction between a whisper, even with spider mics on the base of the stage, you have to bring it on stage. You tone that down just a little bit for cinema, but you still have to bring it. You still have to be there delivering every ounce of energy you can bring to every take for every single scene. Television, you don't have to bring quite as much. It's easier in that smaller frame. The nuances are easier to carry over. When you're doing a theater, when you have big set pieces in a theatrical setting for a film, you still have to bring it. The energy needs to be there, and I'm going to tell you right now, I think there's enough energy for all of the actors that were in this, even the people that I thought were superfluous and didn't need to be there. So I'm glad that you saw that Holland cares. I think Zendaya cares too, honestly. And the kid that played Ned, he did a good job. Didn't get a lot of screen time. Argentum says, I actually didn't see Far From Home either, now that I think of it. Well, some people didn't see the first two Spider-Man films, but they did see the third one. And I'm going to tell you, hopefully by the end of the weekend, most people have gone to see this movie at least once as I punch my microphone. But I fully intend to see this again this weekend, even if it means I have to sacrifice a little bit of God's Day tomorrow. So we'll see. Who else is out there? Let's see. Good afternoon, Eric C. I think I said hi to you already. Da, da, da. Dom got a 10-second Lobo scene. Yeah, that was really weird. Supergirl squandered Lobo. This is an ultra superpower being. They can only really be killed by someone else of their species, for lack of a better way to say it. So there really isn't the same kind of stakes involved for them. And Lobo being selfish and portrayed in the way that he was in the film probably hurt the film more than it helped it. And the as needed power ups that Supergirl got for randomly no reasons because plot said so, basically. Oh no, the green sun's going to go away for a little while and we're going to get back to a red sun. Just so we can, get Supergirl. That is nuts. Jan Monroe says, man, I'm choking. Jan Monroe says, my local theater charges 50 cents more than for an online ticket than they do at the ticket and at the door. Go to the local mom and pop theaters. They're cheaper and they're more fun. You know what? I understand that. I have been to I've got a small theater with incredibly comfy recliner seats and great food, not very far away from me, but that's not normally the one I go to. I usually go for the biggest screen with the biggest theater experience. And one of the auditoriums I was in to see this it seats 500 people. And we were elbow to elbow. Elbow to elbow. Elbow to elbow. The only places that weren't were the front few rows. Nobody wants to sit up there. Got a stiff neck. It's crazy. Argentum says, I want to go to a theater showing a theater showing of the MST3K revival from Riff Tracks, but tickets are $20.69. Are they really? Yikes. Eric C got to see it last night with my son and his friend. I enjoyed it, but he was mixed. He was expecting something different. 7 out of 10 for me. I gave it an 8 out of 10. And that's about as high as I've given a film this year. So there you go. Putin reminds me that Sadie Sink was in The Whale. I had forgotten that. Her character and how she was directed can be the issue, and that's quite possible. Interesting. Chad's like, I wish I could have. I wish I had affordable concessions. A small Coke was $5.50. I have good food where I go, and they don't mind that I bring in my giant water container, even if it's this one. No, nobody's looking or sniffing around for alcohol. Mostly, it's probably because of the town I live in. Nobody really drinks a lot, but Putin. Not everybody can play a redhead. That's a good take. Marcus Squintus is in the house. Oh no, our Marcus Theaters nearby has a $5 Tuesday movie. Very nice. I tell you what. I tell you what, the discount movie Tuesdays are wonderful. I like them. I like them a lot. Argentum says, as much as I love the MCU at the time, the only reason I saw Homecoming was Michael Keaton. Well, I think that's why I saw it. So there you go. Yellow Sun, Yellow Sun. Very different. Caveat ties. It's good to see you, man. Be doing well. Dean Krantz is in the house. Everybody say, hey, Dean. How you doing? How you doing? We got more Spider-Man news. Sorry. One of the reasons I think that Spider-Man's been so successful is it's been well promoted. It's been well supported by promotion. This is a thing that I think a lot of theaters are happy about. There's promotion for this film, proper promotion. This is where Marvel is always kind of hit and miss. Sony doesn't seem to be miss. They really don't. In fact, with the promotion campaign, I'm going to highlight right now, Spider-Man's brand new day, uh, 309 million promo partner campaign. That's a Hollywood record for Spider-Man or anything actually. This is Anthony's story from the 30th. I didn't realize it was this big. The partner promo campaign, which means they get to use the character with limited, if any, license and so on and so forth for the purposes of a companion campaign to promote their products. This has been going on for time immemorial. You have to remember all the Batman stuff that we got back in '89. Michael Keaton Batman coming out. All the fast food places had these amazing companion campaigns, but $309 million is a lot of pub. It's crazy. So Sony is already beating its own records again. It's going crazy. The media value here on Brand New Day doesn't count any movies from any monies from licensing partners. Oh wow, even that's crazy, which is often the case with other studios. Man, that's true. So goodness, Disney has licensing and merchandising. Well, that's the only place Disney's going to clean up. They get a 25% take of Spider-Man Brand New Day, which I'm going to have to calculate into the end of year numbers for Disney's studios and their performance. But they also have to spend 25% of the budget, which I'm sure they were happy to spend on something as successful as Spider-Man. But the deviation comes in the renegotiated deal, which I think was done in 20, I want to say 20, right before No Way Home came out. They renegotiated, and that gave over licensing and merch rights to Disney. So, which is bad. Anyway, quite often for a studio tentpole film, it's a chance to dynamite demographic that might be slow to attend. So, women under 25, et cetera, et cetera. Look, people are going to go see this. There's a fan base in the female form that likes Tom Holland as a cutesy little guy. They like who's really actually physically, structurally a lot more fit than you think he is. Um, and you get to see that in the movie, ladies. Ladies, um, it's a creepy scene, man. You flip the roles, or it's bad. Gonna be wild. Let's see who else. Oh, yeah. So this is a four quadrant film, regardless. So any of these promo partners are going to benefit from having Spider-Man linked to them. So it doesn't surprise me, but this is big, big. There are 165 brands in Brand New Day's promo partner campaign. Four of them are making cameos in the film as product placement. Spider-Man eats a Little Caesars pizza, which I didn't know still existed. In traveling through the central part of the United States and to the east and the East Coast, I discovered they're everywhere. A lot of them are in what do you call them? Truck stops. Didn't know that. Samsung phone and Asus computers. and there's a lot of BMWs driving around. And then the Liquid IV drink mix. Those brands working with Sony for the first time include Liquid IV, Samsung, and Takis flavored snacks. And soft drink healthy option, Poppy, which I actually like Poppy soda. But it's pretty wild. There's your Little Caesars pizza. Anybody order one of these and get this box? I'm just curious. If you did, send me a picture. The Weberoni pizza. Anyway, I found this fascinating because this is old school Hollywood kind of stuff we used to get all the time. Maybe not so much. Maybe not so much now. All right, let's get back to you guys. I got a couple minutes. Culture, we're looking forward to seeing you this week. I will be there Wednesday, Thursday, and probably Friday to some extent. But I may be leaving after Friday night tights, so hard to say. Argentum's like, I'm happy to be talking positively about a superhero movie after so long. Me too. I'm excited. I'm ecstatic, thrilled. Dean Krantz is hearing the spoilers from the different nerd casts. Not really feeling it. Oh, that's fine. I understand that. Um, wait, I can't read the rest of this because I don't want to spoil it for anybody, Dean. Like you said, I'm going to raise my hand when there's spoilers so people have a chance to bail. I think that spoiler was widely reported by trade publications, but we'll get back to your chat in a few moments. So, I did enjoy it though. And I don't really think that the Punisher is used as comic relief specifically, but there are moments where the tension needs to be broken, and each Spider-Man and Punisher kind of do that. And one of the interactions that is being referred to by others is just how guys talk to each other. It's like the locker room sports court kind of a banter we have with our pals. So there's that. So who else is out there? Cyrano's out there. Good to see you. Mark Nichols says all of our local drive-ins went out of business years ago. That's a bummer. The problem is the maintenance, that and the lamps. The projector lamps for the drive-in theaters are just incredibly expensive because they have to be so powerful. They have to project the image so far away, and it has to be bright enough for people to see. Not to mention the fact that you have to be in an area where there's zero light pollution to really benefit. So there's that. Hey, Sans official in the house. What's up? What's up? Little Caesars is huge in South Dakota. Really? Did not know that. Wow. Whoa, hey now. I didn't know. I didn't know. Home of the Pistons and Red Wings. I did not know. Little Caesars Arena in Detroit. Did not know that. I'm sorry. Mea culpa. Mea culpa. So yeah. I was going to tell you there was a civil war between Warner Brothers and DC Studios execs over Supergirl 2026 flops. Will Gunn be fired by Zaslav? I think if Man of Tomorrow underperforms, I think Gunn's going to fire himself. And what I mean by that is just going to quit. Going to be like, I don't have the time. I can direct movies. I can produce movies, but I don't have the time to be a studio head also. Stretch myself too thin. So God Sees Everything says, wow, on the Little Caesars pizza box. I want one of those now. I want one of those. I might be looking for Little Caesars on my travels to Vegas. So we'll see. But that's great stuff. Hey, Parrot Head out there. What's up? Hail culture, hail to you, friend. It's been a minute. Oh, and thanks for keeping up to speed on the chats. I've been seeing those every once in a while. So thanks for that on X. Hey, Read by Nature in the house. Hail Culture and Co. All right. Well, we're going to move on to the next story. I just thought that was interesting about the promo campaign because that's not a foreign concept. It's just they haven't been doing it in a long time. And that's kind of been weird. Weird, weird. I think I saw a super chat come in and from our pal Cyrano a little while ago. Let me grab that. I didn't see that come in real time. Ba-bam! Cyrano for 5. Culture Casino Cash says, greetings, fellow Culturinos. Yep, high roller day, but working, and wanted to hear my Spider-Man update. Spiderman? Is that how you want me to say it? That's how Pro said it the other day. He's making fun of me. I don't care. I always say words weird. I've said words weird for a while. That's a lot of alliteration with W's. Yeah, be safe and always wear clean underwear. Indeed, friend. And having met you in person, I think that's important. I think that's solid advice because you would know. Oh, you get put in situations where you definitely need clean underwear. Dates are another thing. Place you probably should have clean underwear. Anyway, so we're already in record territory for Spider-Man, and I think it's going to keep building on these records. The August 1st story from Anthony D'Alessandro is one to pay close attention to because it sets the all-time first day high at 168 million US. For all the praise that the Odyssey got and the fact that it is exclusively owning essentially all the big IMAX theaters, Spider-Man did this with no IMAX. It has some PLFs for sure, and there are going to be more PLFs that go, wait a minute, Odyssey isn't quite cracking the numbers that Spider-Man is. So we're gonna move you Odyssey folks over to one of these smaller theaters, and we're gonna put more people into these big theaters for Spider-Man. 168 million could beat Avengers Endgame at 357. I think it's gonna. I really do think it's gonna. Avengers Endgame had a first day record of 157.4 million. So I would say 168 is bigger than that. Now, adjusting for the inflation bros, they're kind of right in line with each other, right? But still. Crazy stuff. I just think, like I said, I just think this story tells a different story. And I think it's one of this. We don't have superhero fatigue. We have bad movie fatigue. And I might have said that now for like the 10th or 12th time, whether it be on video or on live streams. Nobody wants to see a bad movie. People are tired of the political insertion, the forced identity garbage, and everything else. And they're also tired of, the stunt castings, the swaps and stuff like that. And I'm not going to pretend that doesn't exist in this movie. It's just not going to be with characters that you even realize were swapped in the first place. They're unknowns. This movie could have benefited from J. Jonah Jameson. I'm not sure if J.K. Simmons was available for that, but it could have benefited from it. But the idea that you're handing over just such a positive situation, I love that a lot. I really did. All right, just a real quick shout out and thank you to our major contributors for this. 20 Culture Casino memberships, 5 Culture Casino memberships, a $5 super chat from Ruby Hoo, and our first Dragon Queen with another 5. We got some jewels out there. Thank you for that, Pam Epson. And we got Cyrano with 5. We are, oh my goodness, not quite. I don't think we're going to hit the goal. That's okay. We'll still do an AMA. So, yeah. We'll still do an AMA. We'll still do it. Zombie. What's up? Hey, Culture. Hope you're enjoying your weekend. I am. I got to spend time outside. My allergies are cranked because I was spending time with the plants. It's good stuff. Read by Nature says, I'm hearing they cut out a lot of Spider-Man, which makes sense comparing the trailers to the final film. I don't know about that. Maybe they did. This is basically 2 movies. That's not a lie. When you hear that from people like, Chris Score, Alan Ing, many others. I think several of the FNT folks probably said that as well. Yeah. Pam again sent more jewels. A floating heart. Thank you for that, Pam. You are generous indeed. Zombie. Oh, that's right. Zombo. Oh, okay. What did I say? Zombie? Probably did. Zombo. I got you. All right. I'll fix it. I'll fix it. Zaslav fired half Gun's teams. This makes Gun sad and angry and most devastated. Behind the scenes. Well, I didn't know that. Sans official. Interesting. Don't you? Don't you mind learning? I love learning. I enjoy learning. I'm learning a lot. And leering. So Dean says, I will head over to my local Little Caesars and see if they have that box. If they do, I'll let you know Monday. Thank you, friend. That would be amazing. I'm gonna have to find a Little Caesars. I think there might be a few still left out here in my neck of the woods, but I'm gonna go get a pizza that I won't eat and give the pizza to some homeless people. I'm keeping the box. I'm gonna keep the box. I want the box. Can I just buy the box? That'd be good. Max Relax is out there. What's up? Return from beyond the thin red line. I experienced a Grace Randolph stream. Well, Max Relax. Do tell. Do tell. Did she love it? Did she love it? I hope so. Read by Nature says, I'm glad they kept Scorpion alive. In my opinion, he deserves his own movie with JJJ funding him. I think that would work. If you know anything about the books, I think it would work. Again, thank you, Pam, for your floating heart. Much appreciated. Holy cow! Where are you getting all these jewels, young lady? 10 jewels for a gold coin. Well, thank you. I feel like I got a gold star. Thank you, Pam. I hope you're doing well. Hope you are doing very well. Sounds like getting to see the movie is a good thing. Yeah. Holy cow. The return of horseradish power. 44 months a member. Super support. I believe from the UK, if I remember rightly, saying, hey, saw the Spidey 4 trailer, got a story idea from it. Ah, cool. So I will delay watching the film until I've gotten enough outline done. Hope you're okay. I'm great. I'm great. I'm going to be, again, traveling. If you weren't here, I'll be traveling to Vegas here coming up in the next few days. Either Tuesday I'll leave or Wednesday I'll leave. One of the two. And then I will be staying there with somebody, and I'm driving myself, and then I'll be back coming back on either Friday or Saturday. Well, it'll depend. I might leave right after FNT, or I might listen to FNT on my drive back. I don't know. A lot of it's going to depend on stuff. Pizza. That's right. I love those commercials. Don't get me wrong. Canoles for 2 says, is there a that garden place this week? No, because I didn't finish it. I was out there quite a bit this morning, realizing that the material wasn't square after I tried to install more. It's frustrating. So we'll get there. I promise you, we'll get there. But I don't want to have to undo all the work I do. It's going to be silly. So you'll get it. There will be a short that's going to come out, which shows you some redneck watering that I designed for while I was traveling the last couple of weeks. But you'll get a video for next Saturday, because I'm no matter what in the next few days I have to finish it up, because we're going to have some pretty rough storms coming in, and I got to get it finished. There has to be a roof on the greenhouse. So We got Dean Krantz out there for 5 more Culture Casino cash to say, I want a Marvel what if movie title. What if Steve Rogers was Captain America? And see how that does. I think that would do great. Wouldn't it be nice to have him back? It would be. Truly. All right. Well, I'm going to count all those supers that just came in towards the goal and the member chat. So we're going to have an AMA starting right now. So, so in order to do this, you have to put AMA before you ask a question. This is all about Spider-Man Brand New Day. And if you want a spoiler thing, then I'm going to warn people before I answer the question. Because I don't want anybody to get spoiled unless they want to get spoiled. Is that fair? All right. Yeah, we can't get enough of Sydney Sweeney. Could you imagine her as Black Cat? I can. Or Spider Gwen. She could be Gwen Stacy. Spider Gwen. Spider Gwen. Sorry. Sambo's right. He's Captain Civilian now. How about Captain Shirt Pants? It's the best thing I've ever seen on the internet. Okay, it's one of the best things I've seen on the internet. Power Girl. Is that so? Knowles, you've said that. No, Sydney Sweeney should be Power Girl from DC. Well, that would work. Why not both? Why not both? Why not both? Sans official. We'll talk. I do want to follow up on what Zaslav is doing. So yeah, we will talk. Max Relax says there are a lot of rainbow people over. Okay. The suggestions were made. I bet they were. Our friend Eric C starts out the AMA with this. What are your thoughts on the week after credits? I think it was unneeded. It did nothing. It gave you 8-bit Spider Finder, and some people are suggesting that gives us a location on a Miles Morales, which I think is ridiculous because Tom said he's going to stay on until they force him out. They do have a succession plan that Tom apparently is part of, but you can't pass the mantle of Spider-Man. Peter Parker is Spider-Man. There is no other Spider-Man. That's why we ended up with 3 Peters in the previous film. So the Spider Tracker app was already shown in previous scenes in the film. It's not this. So this is not a spoiler. You've actually seen it in a couple of the trailers. So because it's not a spoiler, I'll say this: dumb idea. Dumb. It wasn't worth it. Don't sit through the credits for that. Go watch it on the interwebs. Seriously, I'm not kidding. Don't sit there. That's 10 minutes of your life you don't get back. Those credits. Which actually is what that the film is. It doesn't help the film length. Doesn't help the runtime. Which is too long. Chill's like, go ahead and spoil me, boss. I absolutely would if I could. Thank you, Joe. Or Spider Woman. Yeah, well, again. Oh, here's an AMA question. Although there's no AMA in front of it. This is a spoiler, guys. Okay, so spoiler question. If you don't want to be spoiled, you should already by now know because it was dropped on the red carpet after the film by one of the music people for the film. Jean Grey is in the film, and the question is: was a question about whether or not an insufferable girl boss throughout the movie? The answer to that is no, no. Overpowered, perhaps, yeah, but not kind of nerfed in a good way. Her power set had limits on it. Jean Grey's power set had power limits on it, which was good, but they expanded. It wasn't done in a way where, like, Superman was nerfed at running at, like, 65% or Supergirl was nerfed. It's because James Gunn doesn't understand how to deal with Superman or superhumans, right? Whereas I would say that this writer and director team had a pretty firm grasp on it. So, Dean Krantz with an AMA. What do you think of her? Sydney Sweeney as the new Sharon Carter. That would work too. Hmm. All right, let's make sure. Let's make sure she has everything you want. Although let me suggest that Emily Van Camp was excellent in that role. But based on the comic book appearance, that'd work. That would work. I think that's 3 so far. Argentum, young lady, says, "What do you think they're gonna do with Sadie Sink's character? Do you think she's going where a lot of people speculate she's going?" Cough, cough, school cough. Yes, I do. Yeah, I think headed to the academy. I think we're gonna get a cutscene in arrears at some point where a mind reaches out to her. Although I preferred the descriptive that Marvin gave of a suggested scene that could have been shot for her. But yeah, I can see reaching out, a mind reaching out to her, maybe with Cerebro or something else. So yes, makes sense. Go find your kind. Look, they've got to reboot the X-Men anyway, or the X they them or whatever they end up calling them. I First of all, if they change it from the X-Men, they're dumb and that'll hurt them. You can't really just call them mutants. That doesn't work either. So yeah. Zombo, this is a good idea. This is not part of the AMA, but Zombo, this is a good idea here. Power Girl can be part of the Justice Society. Maybe that would be helpful. To answer in full your question, Argentum, I think she's definitely headed to the school, and I think it's a good way to reboot because they have to reboot 100%. Dean Krantz says reboot Cap and bring in his real love interest, Sharon Carter, played by Sydney Sweeney. I think it would work 100%. I'm with you. Everything about her in the comic depiction is accurate. But like I said, the actress that played Sharon Carter before was good. Unless we get another bug bite. That'd be interesting, but I think we might get a symbiote before we get another bug bite, Putin. We'll see. Barry the Music Man is going full pirate mode. Arg. Um, yeah, Eric C's like, that's why I put the week in there. I thought the same. I'm like, this is pointless. Well, I mean, and look, I mean, I think I said in my review, just leave. Just leave. Don't waste your time. It's dumb. It's already up on the internet. And what was really cool, and I pointed this out to everybody else, is that they're literally in New York, standing on Silver Cup Studios building in one of the scenes in there. I was like, and actually in a couple scenes, I was actually like I was like, oh my goodness, that's Silver Cup. It's where they shot all this stuff. It's where they shot Friends, actually. Looking for more AMA. Only have a few left, guys. I think we have 5 left. Here we go from Fleming Steven. Have you seen much indication of where they'd go for the next Spider-Man solo movie? I'm completely out of the loop and the Marvel rumor mill. Um, well, there's rampant speculation, not confirmed, clearly in the grain of salt rumor mill, that somehow now they have to force Spider-Man into the Avengers Doomsday film. But Spider-Man will definitely be in the Battle Wars, Battle Planet conversation for the next film. Battle Wars, what the heck? It's like Armor Wars. My brain's melting. Okay, so look, so much has been in this is you inspired me to talk about this, Steven. So I'm just going to do this. Let me, Steven. I'm going to say this. So much has been made of all the shows recently being canceled. Wonder Man, Blade. Um, there's a lot of complaints that there's not already a third Black Panther movie in the works. There is. Calm down. And then, of course, Armor Wars, which is going to be a Disney minus series. Well, back at Destination D or D23 Expo or what, going back to that kind of a con thing in 2022, they said they were going to convert the series into a movie. Now that's a long time ago. It's 2026 now. It's 4 years. It's not like Don Cheadle's been doing a lot of other work. So ask yourself this question: are we going to get an Armor Wars movie? I don't think so. If we do, I'll be surprised. I'm not looking forward to it. But there's a lot of like claims of racism and stuff like that. Because a lot of people want to say Miles Morales is coming in the 6th film. That's where Peter will hand the mantle of Spider-Man over. And I'm like, it is not a mantle to pass, just like the shield is not a mantle to pass. And, you know, Captain Shirt Pants is not going to do it for me. So, yeah. I think Justice Society is going to be an interesting concept if it does get done. The problem is I don't think guns around to do it. I think somebody else brings that in. So I am so mad that the MCU totally shafted Sharon. Oh, don't get me started. Don't get me started. It was going to be good too. There were people that were supposed to be in follow up. Someday I've got to talk about this because there are some things I know I don't think anybody's ever talked about from inside because there were some actors that were specifically brought in to play bit parts so that they could be the next version of something else that they didn't get a chance to be. One of those people was an MJ in the first Avengers movie. I'm giving away too much. All right, anyway. Oh well. Snacks, what's up? Good to see you, Snacks. Hope you're doing well. Yeah, so this didn't turn out to be much of a high roller stream. Nobody else here. Just me and you. Forever. Sarah. Yeah, Miles is definitely coming, but the question is for how long? Read by Nature says, AMA, what do you think about Punisher possibly appearing in other Marvel? They have to. There's no choice. Barenthal is one of the best performers of that character I've ever seen. Mind you, I thought some of the earlier films were good, but I have a major itch in this eye. That is not good. But Barenthal is perfectly capable of carrying the load, and I'm very excited uh, to see him do it. So I think, yeah, I believe there's more than a decent chance, and they even more humanized the Punisher in this film, which gives him a lot of latitude to move into other films. That makes sense. What they did really helped. Who else is out there? Yeah, Zombo, you're right. Armor Wars won't translate. Yep. Battle World is going to be interesting. Would have accepted Bucky as Captain America, and that's actually happened in the comics. And then turn around anytime Cap comes back, the person that's holding the shield hands it back in the comics. It's never really truly worked, but there you go. Wait a minute. Friends was shot at Burbank. It was shot at Warner Brothers in Burbank. Wasn't it Silver Cup? It was just the exterior scene then? Is that true? Was it on well, yeah, I think you're right. Well, they even named it Friends Studio. What was it? Studio Door. I don't even remember anymore. Thank you for the correction. You are correct. I'm brain melty. But well, Silver Cup Studios also in the exterior shot of Silver Cups in Friends more than a few times when Joey was actually acting on stuff. Weird. Hey, there's my pal Archer Merchant in the house saying, Mike Flanagan plus Cavill for Warhammer 40K, a winning formula. I think so. I haven't had a chance to talk to Mr. H. I need to. I owe him a phone call, so I got to get hold of Nate. But um, that's something I want to talk with him about because he has some unique insight there. But I think so. I think that'll work. They needed a solid showrunner, for lack of a better way to describe that, as far as producing partner. So I think so. Hey, by the way, I'm going to be. We're coming up on D23 Expo. So let me know what things look like. Send me a message or an email if you haven't already. You probably have, but I'm terrible at email. Man, my nose is just leaking. Went outside. I go outside. Allergies go kicking off. Anyway, it's good to see you, Archer. Yep, shot at WB. There you go. I don't remember the stage door. OC Dobbins would tell me the stage door. I don't remember which one it was. They call it the friend stage. And I think Lou Wasserman's Ghost and I talked about that one time. The stuff that Warner Brothers does on the television side, most people don't know. Everybody else, you know, ends up with material from Warner Brothers, including NBC and ABC. All right. Well, we have officially, I guess, wrapped up the AMA section on Spider-Man. Uh, I just want to say, a brand new day is worth it for a couple bucks. I had a smile on my face multiple times. I don't do that in movies anymore. It's one of the things that I miss. I had a great communal experience. Everybody was very pumped up after the film. And at all the points of heartbreak, and there are more than a few, the audience reacted as well. I go to movies for that. I go to the theater for that. That's a theater experience. It's one of the few times communally we can all get together. Zombo didn't like Brand New Day. Well, it's going to do amazing numbers. You went to commune after the movie. No, no. Yeah, they did. They did have new powers. There's no doubt about it. Again, I didn't mind some of the stuff. What I did mind is the changing some of the background. Okay, adding an extra mutant into the mix. I didn't like that. So yeah. On that note, I think I got to dip out. Guys, we have been here for an hour and 21 minutes. Unfortunately, none of our high rollers were able to join today. Who've cracked a tooth, which is a bummer. So, yeah, Jean Grey has a sister, but not a mutant sister. So, with all that being said, I'm going to step out. You guys, thank you so much for being here today. If you have any comments, you're watching on the replay, let me know down in the comments section below. If you haven't hit the thumbs up button, do that also, and double check you're still subscribed. Check out the video from late yesterday. There are 2 videos from yesterday. I got a well-researched video coming out while I'm gone. I'm going to try and do a bunch of videos so that we get a full week of stuff, and the channel doesn't suffer for it. And we'll be doing live streams from various places in Vegas going into next weekend, and then the following weekend is the Vegas meetup. I'll be, like I said, arriving. But I should say, Vegas is coming up. I'm going to leave Wednesday, or maybe even Tuesday. I'll be back on Saturday probably, and then the following weekend I'll be at the D23 Expo, which is in Anaheim. So on that note, everybody be sure to take care of yourself, take care of others, and until next time, see ya for real.